Last summer, the worst wildfire in Washington state history raged for days and burned more than 250,000 acres. One victim was a bear cub named Cinder by those who found and rescued her. Carter Evans has Cinder's amazing story.
It was the worst wildfire ever in Washington state. More than 300 homes destroyed, and the toll on nature, catastrophic.
Deer, bears, cougar, cows, goats, sheep, lots of wildlife. I couldn't even count. Thousands.
But there was a survivor, a cub that found its way to Steve Love's home, one of the few in this area left standing.
She came up limping, walking on her forearms.
All four paws were badly burned. He fed the cub and tried to soothe her.
I said, "You'll be okay, little bear. Everything's going to be okay."
But she wasn't.
The bear was delivered to me. I said, I'm not sure she's going to make it through the night.
Wildlife biologist Rich Beausoleil named the cub Cinder and brought in Wenatchee veterinarian Randy Hine.
It was bad. It was the worst burns I've ever seen. My gut feeling was that the bear would live, but I didn't know she'd ever be able to be released into the wild because how badly damaged and burned her paws were. They were charcoal.
Cinder was flown first to a California wildlife center that specializes in treating burns, and then in early December to a rehab center in Idaho, where she found a friend.
The most important part of rehabilitation for bears is socializing with other cubs. They rely less on people and the handlers and the caretakers, and that's when they become wild bears.
This week, both bears were driven back to their native Washington state. The other cub was not a fire victim. He was orphaned and physically in good shape. The word on Cinder was that she had improved, but Beausoleil had no idea by how much.
Amazing. Isn't that something? Some of these claws in the front, there was only 2, and there's all 5 again. Incredible.
Her appetite was also incredible. The day she was found, Cinder weighed just 34 pounds. And now?
Ready.
She weighed 124 pounds. And after being fitted for a tracking device, the moment came to say goodbye. Beausoleil says it's important to have a bear's last human contact be a bad one. So with dogs barking,
Oh, here's the bears! There's the bears! Good job!
and with as much chaos as possible,
Cracker first.
it was time.
Let's open it up! Good job! Here they come!
Cinder did not hesitate. She bolted straight and deep into the forest.
Come on, let the second one! Yeah! That was cool.
The bears did their part. So did the humans.
Here was a helpless little animal that was so severely injured, and we helped that little animal. We saved her.
And by doing so,
This little spark of life coming out of the desolation, and she's so determined to survive, and that helped my morale, and I think it helped a lot of people who had been going through the fire to hear about her. It was inspirational for me.
her story has so inspired that a local author just published a children's ebook called Cinder the Bear, a true story of rescue, recovery, rehabilitation, and return. Cinder has now done all that and even scripted the ending, happily ever after. For CBS This Morning Saturday, I'm Carter Evans in Los Angeles.
That was an emotional roller coaster.
It was. It's one tough bear.